What's up, everybody? Josh Armijo here. Hope everybody's doing good and well and stuff. I got a split review to do for you, and I'm going to be talking to you about the new split from the bands Human Bodies and Leather Chalice. This is released on Broken Limbs Recordings. Now, this is probably one of the main definitions of how you do a metal split. Two bands that exist that have quite a lot in common, that are suitable for one another, and they both represent what they set out to do in their music. Black metal, punk, DIY ethics, sleazy, not give a fuck sort of attitude. That's what I feel both of these bands represent best. I'm going to get started by talking about the Human Body side of the split. They're based out of Boston, Massachusetts, and Human Bodies are one of those metal outfits that have a very distinctive look to them and a very distinctive style of music. Very much punk-fueled sort of black metal. You hear the punk vibes going on in their music, but the black metal elements are very much there too. Very raw, very gritty sounding stuff. And they are a very intimidating looking band too. A lot of the band members like to shroud themselves in secrecy with wearing these leather bondage style type masks. I mean, it's intimidating. The way they go about playing live shows, the way they look, the way they sound, it's very, very scary stuff. And it's very evidented in this band's body of work. Pretty much any time this band has released something, it sells out relatively quickly. Mostly tape releases, very much a good work ethic when it comes to playing live shows and touring. They even came out with a demo earlier in the year that sold out very quickly as well. And now we have two songs that are representative of the band here on this split, Only the Sign and Malice Prepense. Both songs are short, sweet, and to the point, but yet they show how much of an intimidating factor a band like this really is. I mean, you can tell from the punk beats that are being driven with the drums on those songs, preferably on the later track, Malice Prepense. I think the drumming on that track is just insane. I really love the pace of it. I love the speed. I love the energy being represented with the drums. The riff work is very gritty, very grimy. You can definitely feel it in your veins the minute you hear the opening riff being represented on that song, on those songs. I think it's incredible to listen to. I love how dirty the bass tone is too. Going back to the overall style and sound of this band, it's very low fidelity. Not too low fidelity to the point where you can't really enjoy it, because you can enjoy something of this variety. And I think the sound and concept of things is really amazing to listen to. I love the overall production value and vibe of this band. It's perfect for a band like this. The vocals work very good too. I love the way the vocal delivery is sounding. Very raspy, very throaty, very scary sounding at times. This singer knows what he's doing, and he just delivers a very intimidating vocal performance on the two tracks. Once again, going back to the fact that this is a band that doesn't need to make songs too lengthy or too long. They go together perfectly. But yeah, the Human Body side is just very awesome to listen to. Now we move on to Leather Chalice. This is pretty much a one-man project based out of New Hampshire. I've talked about this band before. I reviewed his debut full-length Sweet Perfume of Coffin Air. Pretty much one-man project, run by a guy by the name of Jan, or Jan. If I say your name wrong, dude, I'm sorry. He also plays in a really awesome crust punk style band called Ramlord. Really good band, worth checking out too. But Leather Chalice is his main one-man deal. A lot of EPs, demos, a very busy 2014 with the debut full-length and a single-song EP called Luna. Still very active in the later years, doing more collaborations and splits. But now we have this latest split offering in the form of a two-part track, notably Coming Home 1 and 2, good intentions and lost gifts of worship. This is a little bit more muddier and darker than the Human Bodies tracks, I would say, from a punk sort of vibe and aesthetic going on with those songs. But I still think that that he knows what he's bringing to the table with these songs. Just the dirty punk mentality going on with the guitar riffs, the dirty bass tones, the overall presentation, it just feels right. And I think that he does tremendous work with the musicianship. I'm not sure if he's drumming this time around or if it's someone else, but I think the drumming handles itself very nicely here. Like the previous Human Bodies tracks, these songs are both relatively short, sweet, and to the point, nothing too mid-paced or overly long about them. They both get the job done nicely. I love the pace of everything. It goes very well. Vocals, I love Jan's vocal style. Very kind of a howling sort of vocal style. Very, very high-pitched, very understandable. A lot of pain and torment going on in his voice, and I love how he delivers the vocal styles here. I think it's really fun to listen to, and of course, the more stuff that a project like Leather Chalice comes out with, the more intriguing things begin to get. So, if you're a fan of Leather Chalice, you're going to enjoy his songs on this particular side of the split. If you're a fan of Human Bodies, you're going to enjoy the two songs that are offered there. It's very intriguing stuff, and I think both of these bands gel together perfectly for a split like this. If you're a fan of black metal with punk influences, if you like things that are, if you like black metal that has a very seedy, filthy, ugly side to it, you're going to find some enjoyment of this split. I think it's really incredible. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to leave you some links in the description box as to how you can get a hold of this release and listen to it. I will link you to the Broken Limbs Recordings Bandcamp page where you can stream this release in its entirety, hear it for yourself, and be your own judge as to whether you think it's worthy of being purchased or not. You can buy it digitally, and it is available in a limited 7-inch vinyl, limited to 300 copies. I will link you to the web store where you can purchase a physical copy if vinyl happens to be your thing. So, again, the split is Human Bodies and Leather Chalice. This is released on Broken Limbs Recordings. If you happen to have heard this split, let me know what you think of it and what you think of these bands and how you think they stand in their respective bodies of work. So, I'm going to conclude this review. Thanks a lot for watching. Thanks for checking out my channel, and until the next time, Armio out.